Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how I draw Wolverine from the X-Men. Alright, so first I'm going to start with this head right here, put my line in, and I'm going to bring the side down to the chin and up to the jawline. Now for Wolverine, I usually do a little more of a square jaw than normal and not as long of a face. Alright, now I'm going to put the circle in here for the neck. I'm going to kind of have him hunched over a little bit, kind of how you see him a lot of times, like lunging almost. Alright, so here is the top part of the upper body, the pecs right here. This little round oval is kind of representing that part of it. I'm going to keep this center line coming down to the bottom of where I'm going to end up putting the crotch. Got the rest of the side here, the rib cage coming down all the way to the side, and go ahead and throw that in for the other part of the rib cage. The back, kind of have it a little more straight, come down here. So here's kind of where his belt's going to be. So the waist, I'm going to use that to set up where this part needs to go. Alright, so we still got this center line for the crotch coming down here. I'm going to put it in right there. Alright, so now we've got the upper body. I'm going to go ahead and put in the legs before I do the arms. So here's the upper part of the legs, the thigh. Wolverine also has stocky legs, so I normally don't draw legs very stocky like that, but I will do them a little bit more than I normally would for other characters on this. Alright, now here's this other leg to the knee. So now we've got both of the thighs. Alright, I'm going to have this, the lower leg, the calf. This leg's going to kind of be bent back behind him a little bit. The heel of the boot. Alright, now here this leg, I'm going to have, there's the shin bone, the big, what's that, is that the tibia, that bone that's coming straight down the front of your leg? That's what that line is representing. There's the calf. Bring this down. This might get cut off a little bit, but bring this foot down here and have his heel slightly off the ground. Alright, now I'm going to throw the arms in there before we get into costume details. So here's his shoulder right here. I'm going to have this one hand right here. And this is just the forearm right here. The rest of his arm, the elbow, is going to kind of be back here so you can't see it. Alright, I'm going to put the fingers in there. We'll come back and add the claws later. Now this other arm right here, here's the shoulder, big circle for the shoulder. You can have a little rectangle slash cylinder for the upper arm, the bicep, triceps. Now the forearm, this is the elbow right here, so I'm going to come this out to, I'm going to kind of combine a square and a circle. So it's kind of like a half circle for this top part of the forearm. But this is coming out to the elbow, so I'm going to have that point edge and then have the forearm come down. Now I'm going to add some muscle to it too, but these are just the basic shapes. So now I'm going to come in and do the muscle. I'm going to do the fist right here. thumb. And now the fingers. You got the knuckles right here. Alright, so now I'm going to add the bicep muscles. There's the bicep, and then the tricep's going to come to a point further up here. That's his glove. Alright, I'm going to do the face, and then we're going to get into costume details. Alright, so first with this face, I'm going to start with this eye right here. Kind of use that to kind of get my cheek set up on this side. I'm also where I'm going to put my nose. So I'm going to do this little kind of, this triangle to the point of his nose. And it's kind of like, oh, it's longer to this point because I haven't turned to the side. Drop the eye in there. Then put the other eye in right here. And I'm also going to kind of use this same point where this eye meets the nose. I'm going to kind of start from that same spot but go a little higher when I'm going to his mask. I'm going to kind of bring it down this way so we got a curve up here and then another curve down here. Then bring it into this right under the cheek. Going to do that the same side, same thing over here, except it's going to be a little further out because you can kind of see more of the front of this side. So we have this curve and this curve down. And then this is the part of the mask that's covering like the side of his face, and we'll just connect it right there. So now we've got that part of his mask in there. We've just got the curve here, same over here, curve here, curve here. Now if you were drawing the face straight on, you would draw them the same size and do them symmetrical. But since I have his face slightly turned, you're going to see more of this side than this side. Alright, now I'm going to put his mouth in there. I'm going to put a line, slight curve line here, come down here, and then have another slight curved up line right here. Alright, so now let's get into some costume details. Alright, so I'm going to start adding the shoulder pads in here. This is like the blue and yellow costume from the 90s. The animated show and the comics from then. This is what I'm basing this off of. Alright, so we got a shoulder here and shoulder over here. You can kind of just keep it the same. We would just color it blue. Alright, and he's got these stripes that he's got. So you got one right here. Got another one over here you can't really see. And then he's got the ones on his sides. And you're not going to really be able to see these because it's kind of blocked off. But you can put a little bit of one right there maybe. Because of the way that his body's turned, you just can't really see those over there. Alright. These are just some ab muscles I'm going to throw in there. Now Wolverine, I draw him differently a lot. Sometimes people will draw him a little more slender, a little more stocky. And I kind of go back and forth. This one's kind of a little more slender take on him. But sometimes I'll make him very stocky, like huge upper body. But this time I decided not to. But you can experiment with stuff like that if you want to. Especially for characters like Wolverine and even Captain America too. Sometimes he's a little stockier. Alright. He's got like the little the tights right there at the top, and he's got these boots. Got these big points coming off of them. And he's got the line that comes down the middle. So his boots are going to kind of be blocking the front part of his boots. He's got like the wings like his mask. So that's going to be kind of blocking some of his leg. But when you're sketching, even though something might be blocked off, it's always best to kind of do the underdrawing so you know that the proportions are right and where it's going is right. Alright, so I'm going to do the one for this one too. It's a little trickier angle. Kind of have to think about it a little bit. Alright, so now we have the boots, the stripes. Now the only thing we're missing now is the claws. So I have a tool that I'm going to share with you guys that I use to draw the claws. I didn't learn about these things until recently, but this is what's called a French curve, and it helps you with drawing curves. And so Wolverine's claws are a perfect example of that. Now what you're going to do is you're going to you'll draw one part of the curve, and then you'll kind of slightly move it and draw the other one. You want to make sure you have it the right length, though. I didn't do it perfect that time, but you're going to have to meet the 2 points and do like a smaller curve. But so one, and this one's going to be a little bit longer. I'm going to meet them right there. Now, I didn't do a great job spacing those out, but you get the idea. So these tools, the French curves, they're very good for stuff like Wolverine's claws and Captain America's shield, or curved circles. I didn't do a really good job on this one, but you guys can get the idea of what I'm doing here. I recommend you guys take a little bit more time with it than I did right there. I'll try and do a better job on this hand. So you'll start the curve. You want to slide it over a little bit and keep going, and then connect the 2 lines. Do it again. Same deal. Connect them. Yeah, this hand's going a little bit better. Alright, so there you go. Those are the claws, and I used my French curve to do those. It's very helpful. But here you have Wolverine. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you like the video, make sure you like it and subscribe. Thank you.